Hello everyone. Do you ever struggle to describe your personality in English? Are you stuck using the same few words like I'm nice or I'm shy? In this video, you'll learn 150 natural and powerful sentences to talk about yourself, the real you, just like a native speaker. You'll hear real-life examples that go way beyond the basics, so you can sound more fluent, more expressive, and more you. Are you ready? Let's get started. I'm a laid-back person most of the time. I'm a laid-back person most of the time. I'm usually full of energy and enthusiasm. I'm usually full of energy and enthusiasm. I tend to overthink everything. I tend to overthink everything. I'm quite introverted, especially in big groups. I'm quite introverted, especially in big groups. I've got a good sense of humour. I've got a good sense of humour. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I'm kind-hearted and caring. I'm kind-hearted and caring. I'm not great at handling pressure. I'm not great at handling pressure. I'm fiercely independent. I'm fiercely independent. I like to keep things simple. I like to keep things simple. I'm generally optimistic about life. I'm generally optimistic about life. I can be a little stubborn at times. I can be a little stubborn at times. I'm naturally curious about the world. I'm naturally curious about the world. I'm easy to talk to, or so I've been told. I'm easy to talk to, or so I've been told. I stay calm, even in stressful situations. I stay calm, even in stressful situations. I try to be thoughtful towards others. I try to be thoughtful towards others. I'm more of a listener than a talker. I'm more of a listener than a talker. I'm creative and full of ideas. I'm creative and full of ideas. I tend to keep my emotions to myself. I tend to keep my emotions to myself. I'm confident in social situations. I'm confident in social situations. I can get impatient when things move slowly. I can get impatient when things move slowly. I'm pretty open-minded about most things. I'm pretty open-minded about most things. I always try to be honest. I always try to be honest. I take pride in being reliable. I take pride in being reliable. I prefer to plan rather than be spontaneous. I prefer to plan rather than be spontaneous. I enjoy learning new things. I enjoy learning new things. I get uncomfortable with confrontation. I get uncomfortable with confrontation. I'm always willing to help people out. I'm always willing to help people out. I feel shy when I meet new people. I feel shy when I meet new people. I think I've got a strong personality. I think I've got a strong personality. I enjoy quiet nights in more than going out. I enjoy quiet nights in more than going out. I'd say I'm a chilled out kind of person. I'd say I'm a chilled out kind of person. I like having control over things. I like having control over things. I can't stand being late. I can't stand being late. I like to think of myself as hard-working. I like to think of myself as hard-working. I take time to open up to people. I take time to open up to people. I laugh at silly things all the time. I laugh at silly things all the time. I prefer deep conversations to small talk. I prefer deep conversations to small talk. I'm usually the one who makes the plans. I'm usually the one who makes the plans. I doubt myself more than I should. I doubt myself more than I should. I love making people feel included. I love making people feel included. I'm the quiet one in group settings. I'm the quiet one in group settings. I care a lot about doing the right thing. I care a lot about doing the right thing. I get flustered when I'm overwhelmed. I get flustered when I'm overwhelmed. I don't enjoy being the centre of attention. I don't enjoy being the centre of attention. I like making people laugh. I like making people laugh. I usually think before I speak. I usually think before I speak. I'm curious about how others see the world. I'm curious about how others see the world. I like sticking to a routine. I like sticking to a routine. I find it hard to say no. I find it hard to say no. I don't get angry easily. I don't get angry easily. I avoid drama whenever I can. I avoid drama whenever I can. I value honesty above everything. I value honesty above everything. I rely more on logic than emotion. I rely more on logic than emotion. I don't like asking for help. I don't like asking for help. I get bored pretty quickly. I get bored pretty quickly. I enjoy working on my own. I enjoy working on my own. I'm always trying to grow and improve. I'm always trying to grow and improve. I tend to over-prepare for things. I tend to over-prepare for things. I try not to take life too seriously. I try not to take life too seriously. I'm ambitious, but I try to stay grounded. I'm ambitious, but I try to stay grounded. I'm generous with the people I care about. I'm generous with the people I care about. I take criticism too personally sometimes. I take criticism too personally sometimes. I enjoy being independent. I enjoy being independent. I support my friends whenever I can. I support my friends whenever I can. I struggle with self-confidence occasionally. I struggle with self-confidence occasionally. I'm adaptable in most situations. I'm adaptable in most situations. I procrastinate more than I'd like to admit. I procrastinate more than I'd like to admit. I'm approachable and friendly. I'm approachable and friendly. I can be indecisive when faced with too many options. I can be indecisive when faced with too many options. I have a strong sense of right and wrong. I have a strong sense of right and wrong. I get defensive when I feel misunderstood. I get defensive when I feel misunderstood. I'm always trying to better myself. I'm always trying to better myself. I take things to heart too often. I take things to heart too often. I stay calm when things get stressful. I stay calm when things get stressful. I worry too much about what people think. I worry too much about what people think. I'm dependable when things go wrong. I'm dependable when things go wrong. I sometimes seem distant even when I'm not. I sometimes seem distant even when I'm not. I enjoy encouraging people. I enjoy encouraging people. I'm not great at multitasking. I'm not great at multitasking. I enjoy solving difficult problems. I enjoy solving difficult problems. I speak bluntly sometimes without meaning to. I speak bluntly sometimes without meaning to. I like taking the lead when I can. I like taking the lead when I can. I usually avoid conflict. I usually avoid conflict. I try to be mindful of how I speak. I try to be mindful of how I speak. I get overwhelmed if I take on too much. I get overwhelmed if I take on too much. I'm passionate about what I love. I'm passionate about what I love. I tend to overcommit myself. I tend to overcommit myself. I always try to stay humble. I always try to stay humble. I take time to trust people. I take time to trust people. I'm definitely a night owl. I'm definitely a night owl. I talk to myself when I'm thinking. I talk to myself when I'm thinking. I love collecting weird facts. I love collecting weird facts. I get excited over the smallest things. I get excited over the smallest things. I make strange jokes no one understands. I make strange jokes no one understands. I daydream more than I should. I daydream more than I should. I enjoy planning things, but rarely follow the plan. I enjoy planning things, but rarely follow the plan. I'm super picky about how my space looks. I'm super picky about how my space looks. I remember lyrics better than names. I remember lyrics better than names. I like doing impressions of people. I like doing impressions of people. I narrate my thoughts in my head. I narrate my thoughts in my head. I get hooked on random hobbies. I get hooked on random hobbies. I can't function without my morning tea. I can't function without my morning tea. I rearrange my room just for fun. I rearrange my room just for fun. I make to-do lists I never finish. I make to-do lists I never finish. I hum while I'm concentrating. I hum while I'm concentrating. I overuse emojis when I text. I overuse emojis when I text. I people watch at cafes for fun. I people watch at cafes for fun. I'm always early for everything. I'm always early for everything. I can't resist correcting grammar. I can't resist correcting grammar. I talk in movie quotes way too much. I talk in movie quotes way too much. I sing made-up songs while cleaning. I sing made-up songs while cleaning. I buy notebooks I never write in. I buy notebooks I never write in. I get too attached to fictional characters. I get too attached to fictional characters. I enjoy doing things the hard way. I enjoy doing things the hard way. I keep random souvenirs from places I visit. I keep random souvenirs from places I visit. I love giving everything a nickname. I love giving everything a nickname. I celebrate tiny wins like they're huge. I celebrate tiny wins like they're huge. I speak in metaphors constantly. I speak in metaphors constantly. I need to organize something before I can relax. I need to organize something before I can relax. I see myself as someone who's always growing. I see myself as someone who's always growing. I believe I'm stronger than I think. I believe I'm stronger than I think. I know I can be hard on myself. I know I can be hard on myself. I try to see the best in people. I try to see the best in people. I want to be someone others can rely on. I want to be someone others can rely on. I consider myself emotionally aware. I consider myself emotionally aware. I often reflect on my actions. I often reflect on my actions. I want to be known as someone who tries. I want to be known as someone who tries. I respect people who are different from me. I respect people who are different from me. I'm aware of my flaws. I'm aware of my flaws. I try to learn from every mistake. I try to learn from every mistake. I like to stay grounded no matter what. I like to stay grounded no matter what. I care deeply about things that matter to me. I care deeply about things that matter to me. I enjoy being around honest people. I enjoy being around honest people. I'm proud of how far I've come. I'm proud of how far I've come. I work hard to stay true to myself. I work hard to stay true to myself. I try to be the person I needed when I was younger. I try to be the person I needed when I was younger. I enjoy growing through new challenges. I enjoy growing through new challenges. I believe in kindness even when it's hard. I believe in kindness even when it's hard. I want to leave a positive impact. I want to leave a positive impact. I enjoy surprising people with small acts of kindness. I enjoy surprising people with small acts of kindness. I strive to stay balanced and calm. I strive to stay balanced and calm. I believe being real matters more than being perfect. I believe being real matters more than being perfect. I know I still have a lot to learn. I know I still have a lot to learn. I try to approach life with curiosity. I try to approach life with curiosity. I forgive myself for not having it all figured out. I forgive myself for not having it all figured out. I treat people the way I'd like to be treated. I treat people the way I'd like to be treated. I remind myself to enjoy the present moment. I remind myself to enjoy the present moment. I try to stay hopeful, even in tough times. I try to stay hopeful, even in tough times. I'm proud of who I'm becoming. I'm proud of who I'm becoming.